lucky. What a lovely day. Woke up on a vibe, y'all. Got a brand new thing. Yeah, it's all going my way. My shoes got sold. Got a strut in my walk now. Got a pocket full of sun. Won't say it won't go down. I'm a winner, I can feel it in the city. Yeah, happy when I breathe it in. Roll the dice for the 7, hit 11, hit a 7, hit 11 again. I'm all good. Got a 4-leaf clover. Y'all can knock on wood. It's my lucky day. My lucky day. All right. My lucky day. It is my lucky day. My lucky day. My lucky day. 'Cause I know today's gonna go my way. I can see the sunshine through the rain. It's my lucky day. My lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. No. Oh, I'm all good. No.
Reminder, there's no smoking inside Black Hills Energy Stadium. If you need to smoke, please proceed to remain on course and through the front gate. Make sure to keep your ticket stubs. You can show it in, get back in. And be sure to check out the Spearfish Sasquatch on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok to stay up to date on all of the action throughout the season. Post photos and highlights using the hashtag on a site so we can keep up with all the great fans right here in Spearfish.
All right, I got the cheeseburgers.
Fans, get ready for Game 2 of our Thursday Double Dip. It's a 7-inning contest coming up, featuring our visitors from Caldwell, Idaho, with a record of 3-2, the Sawtooth Sockeyes, as they take on your hometown Spearfish Sasquatch, with a record of 3-5, trying to avoid a sweep in this 7-inning contest coming up. It is Healthcare Professionals Night in the ballpark, and now our starting lineup for the visitors, the Sawtooth Sockeyes. Leading off is number 5, shortstop Jack Hale. Batting second, number 22, second baseman Ethan Heath. Batting third, number 33, first baseman Grant Carey. Batting fourth, number 18, right fielder Seth Ryberg. Batting fifth, number 25, third baseman Taylor Saunders. Batting sixth, number 27, center fielder Jack Walker. Batting seventh, the beer batter, number 19, the catcher Hadley Smith. Batting eighth, wearing number 9, DH Hunter Christensen. And batting ninth, wearing number 2, left fielder Carter Walsh. The pitcher for the Sawtooth Sockeyes to start Game 2 is number 11, Ryan Towers.
It's worse down there. Oh, I got the things right down that way. It's like the farther down this way you get, but oh, I know. Sure. I don't know why you need to. I know they were turning it up because I think the Sooners were
And now, the starting lineup for your Spearfish Sasquatch. Leading off, game number 2, wearing number 4, center fielder Bryson Hoyer. Batting second, number 24, second baseman Ryan Bachman. Batting third, wearing number 6, first baseman Jack Naylor. Batting fourth, number 27, designated hitter DJ Van Atten. Batting fifth, Playing catcher tonight, wearing number 9, Luigi Reyes. Batting 6th, wearing number 2, playing third base, Christian Soto. Batting 7th, number 3, left fielder Trey Vorwald. Batting 8th, wearing number 38, right fielder Daniel Thiessen. Batting 9th, number 35, shortstop Chaz Crook. And on the mound for the Spearfish Sasquatch to start game number 2, number 40, Lance Shaw. Head coach of the Sasquatch is Jared Hunt. Head coach of the Sockeyes is Larry Price. Fans, we ask that you please stand and remove your caps as our national anthem will be played tonight by an acoustic duet from Spearfish, Against the Sea. Take 2. Go say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we had the twilight's last gleam, whose voices and bright stars through the perilous night, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, saved us that star-spangled banner yet o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you. Against the Sea.
And welcome back to Black Hills Energy Stadium in beautiful Spearfish, South Dakota for Game 2 of the day, Game 3 of the series against the Sawtooth Sockeyes. The Sasquatch looking to avoid the sweep, the Sockeyes looking to continue their win streak and make it 3. On the mound for the Sasquatch, Lance Schaff takes the mound. We saw him in Game 1 of the season against the Badlands Big Sticks up in Dickinson, North Dakota. Lance, a left-handed pitcher from Montana State Billings, the same school that head coach Jarrett Hunt finds himself residing at with a graduate assistant coaching job. Lance Schaff, in that game against the Big Sticks, wasn't spectacular, but wasn't bad either. Aside, if you get rid of, I know you can't get rid of plays, but if you get rid of the 2-out grand slam that just went off the glove of the Sasquatch right fielder and was aided by a lot of back wind, Lance was spectacular, but unfortunately he can't get rid of those things on the stat sheet. So Lance, not a fun ERA right now, north of 12 through 4 1/3. But expect him to recover tonight and see if he can get us some big innings in the 7-inning Game 2 of the doubleheader, the Sasquatch and the Sockeyes, right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live. I'm Sean Massa, the voice of the Sasquatch for the summer of 2023, bringing you all Spearfish Sasquatch baseball this season as we look to make a run to the Independence League Championship after being swept last year by the Pioneers in said championship. Defensively for the Sasquatch, it's a bit of a different lineup, but all in all, kind of the same guys. Outfield, Vorwald, Hoyer, and Daniel Thiessen checks into right field after not playing in the first game, taking a break. In the infield, Christian Soto goes over to third. He caught in game one. He goes to third base. Chaz Crook takes over shortstop where he took over for Luis Reyes in game one. Ryan Bachman standing at second where he loves to be and where he's found himself nearly every game since he arrived. Jack Naylor at first base. Lance Schaff on the mound, of course, and behind the mound, a fan favorite in his first year here in Spearfish, South Dakota, it's Luis Reyes, catching for the first time this season. Leading off, Jack Hale, the shortstop for the Sockeyes. Did not play in game one. Appeared in game one of the series, not the day. First pitch from Lance Schaff is going to be a strike. Hale appeared in the first game in the series back 2 days ago on Tuesday. Did not have a fun offensive night. Found himself benched early on in this one. But now finds himself back in the leadoff spot. He was 0 for 4, reached on an error with a run scored. That one low with a 1-1 count to the leadoff shortstop. On deck, Ethan He, moving over from short to second here in game two. Had himself a nice game one. Sockeyes defeated the Sasquatch 14-7 in game one, an offensive display of 17 hits. It was all Sockeyes in that one, and the Sasquatch are going to look to change that. It's really been all Sockeyes in almost every single game this series. Game one was, you could make an argument, but game two, there was no argument. It was Sockeyes, and they never looked back after scoring 10 runs in the first 3 innings. Looking for a better start as Lance Schaff delivers strike 2 and gets ahead 1-2 on the first batter of the game. Schaff looking to get off to a hot start. Sasquatch haven't had hot starts really on the mound since they returned home. That ground ball is going to be hit over to Bachman. He makes the backhanded play easily. Makes the throw on the money for the first out. That's a routine play for Ryan Bachman. It might not be for a lot of second basemen, but the defensive glove of Ryan Bachman never fails to impress here in Spearfish, South Dakota. Backhands that one on the run. Stops, makes the throw, 1 away. Ethan He up to the plate.
Now batting for the Sockeyes,
Playing second base in this one. Played shortstop and batted 6th in the first game. Had an RBI double in the first, and a single came around to score in the 7th. 2 for 4 with a single and a double. Beautiful breaking ball, finds his own, goes up 0-1. Some action in the bullpen, maybe just in case. Precaution if Schaff has a tough time like Miratello did in game one for the Sasquatch. Outside, Reyes tried to pull it back in and stick the glove out there. Couldn't get it. It's going to be ball 1. We'll see what Schaff brings here in a 1-1 count to a batter that has a nice bat going today, 2 for 4. That one inside, moved out of the way, kind of sold it. Looked like it could have been borderline, but he moved that far left shoulder and kind of sold that it was more inside than it was. Umpires switch around for this one. In the field the first game, now behind the plate is John Whitcraft, and behind the plate in the first game, now in the field it's Jeremy Mergel as that one's fouled off. Count goes even at 2-2. This Sasquatch team just trying to get back. You had that game one, it was 10-1. You scored 6 in the bottom of the 5th. Think you have it. Top 7, you're only down 3. Maybe a chance to come back in the bottom half. 4 runs for the Sockeyes as that one's fouled off. Jammed him. Just got in on the handle and stays alive. Doubleheaders are always fun for both players and everyone in the media. We played a 3-hour 7-inning game 1. And now, 30 minutes later, we're right back here for game 2 at Black Hills Energy Stadium. A much better crowd than we saw in game 1 that started in the middle of the day. Get him the swing. Fouls it off. Looked like he might have jammed him. But nonetheless, they're going to give him another one. Looked like he jammed him, and it might have just got away from Reyes. He was going to have to make the throw over to first. But they'll say it just got in on the handle of Ethan He. We'll do a 2-2 count once again. He really standing far back in that batter's box. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball missed way upstairs. Count goes full. For Schaff, he's one of those left-handed pitchers, not going to blow you away with a lot of velocity, but that breaking stuff, when it's on, it's on and it can be nasty. And that's what the Sasquatch are going to need today. They're going to need a nice outing from their starting pitcher today, Lance Schaff. That one popped up weakly in the shallow center field. Hoyer on the run. He can't get to it. It's a bloop single, something the Sockeyes are not unfamiliar with. They had 5 of them in the first 3 innings in Game 1, and there they get one in the first inning here in Game 2. It's a bloop single for Ethan He, but bloop or not, they all show up same on the stat sheet. It's a single. Now brings up Grant Carey, played catcher in Game 1, now finds himself at first base. Carey with that 3-run bomb in the second inning to make the score 8-0. And that would ultimately be the winning run. First pitch going to miss outside to Carey. Might think maybe throw a little bit precaution to a bat like this. Grant Carey has just been on fire. He walked in the first inning last game, got a home run, had a ground out to third. But his bat last game was on fire. And if you look at Game 1, got on base 3 times, was 0 for 2, was hit twice and walked once. Came around to score 2 times as well. Now it's a 1-1 count. Grant Carey sliding over to first, getting a little break to the knees from behind the plate, but that's a bat you can't take out of the lineup. And if he can play first and he's willing and he's physically able, why not? High pop fly in a shallow right. Thiessen going over. It's another bloop single for the Sockeyes. He goes to second, and the bloop singles are already piling up. There's 2 here in the first. Absolutely absurd. Have never seen a team get so lucky sometimes, getting jammed and is getting bloop singles in the shallow right and shallow center field. But hey, as my dad always tells me, sometimes it's better to be lucky than to be good. And sometimes that luck can spark good, as it did in Game 1, where a few lucky bloopers led to 10-0. Runners on first and second, brings up the cleanup spot. Seth Ryberg sliding in to right field. Strike one's going to be called low. Reyes was thinking about going over to second. I think Crook was not on the same page, as thought about it, popped up like he wanted to, but no one there covering the bag. Throw would have sailed in the center field. 0-1 count to Ryberg. Ryberg last game slotted in right field as well as start. Had 3 singles, 3 for 3, 4 singles. He was absurd. Reyes keeps in front of him in the dirt. Ball 1. Seth Ryberg had 4 singles last game. Came around to score in the first 2. And then was replaced by Jack Ryan, who also singled. That right field spot for the Sockeyes. Loves a single. We'll see if history repeats itself right here and potentially can get the first run across early, represented by Ethan Hay, standing over there 180 feet away at second base. Beautiful curveball from Lance Schaff, and he has one of those curveballs that just freezes you. It just drops instantaneously, and it's one of the pitches that if you can hit it, great. It might go far, but it's going to take you a minute to adjust. He's not throwing high 7s on that curveball. He's throwing, we're looking at maybe a 68-mile-an-hour curveball. We'll have to look at what it clocked in at. 1-2 pitch. Another curveball, a late defensive swing from Ryberg. Going to go foul beyond the dugout. He'll get another one.
Remember to take your foul ball to the concession stand and get a Squatch Buck.
65 his curveball is clocking in at. So definitely a velo change and a half from some of the pitchers that you're used to seeing. And that might be why right there, Ryberg sat behind that curveball. I don't think he loved it. And then he saw that it was going to paint the corner, and he put the nice defensive swing on it. That's a good piece of hitting from the cleanup spot. Crook going to hold the runner. He's going to back off. Jammed him. Weak ground ball to Naylor. His only plays at first. He'll flip it over to Schaff. They'll get the force at first. Runners advance. Second out of the inning. That infield grass once again looked like that could have been one of those ground balls we see that just is an easy double play, but the grass over here is like a black hole here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Kills everything. We saw it in Game 1. We saw it against Hastings back a week ago for home opener. We saw it in Game 1 today. We saw it in the first game of the series on Tuesday against the Sockeyes, and we're continuing to see it already in the first inning of Game 2. Nonetheless, Kyler Saunders comes up to the plate, the third baseman. Takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Saunders walked twice, flew out to center field. last game, so 0 for 1 on the day. Beautiful curveball once again. It's freezing every Sawtooth batter. I don't think they know what's hitting him when he throws that curveball, and he locates it so well. 65 miles an hour. But oh my goodness, I wish we could measure the break on it. I really wish we could have someone go out there and measure how much that thing's dropping. 1-1 count to Kyler Saunders. Jammed him, fouled off. Second strike, 1-2. A chance for Saunders. I mean, if you get another hot start if you're the Sockeyes, it looked like all momentum was depleted for this team going into the 7th inning when it's only, we're going to the bottom of the 6th, last game when you just let up 6 runs, you just went 1-2-3, some beautiful defensive plays, but then you go out there, you get a 1-2-3, and then you put up 4 runs. It's like momentum's back, and gotta think getting a hit right here and scoring 2 would be that. Strikes him out swinging, Lance Schaff. Spectacular inning from the Sasquatch starter. That's what you need to build a little momentum. See if the bats can follow it up. Schaff strikes out Saunders. We end top 1. Scoreless for the Sockeyes for the first time today after they put up 4 in top 1 in game 1. We'll be back. Sasquatch due up. It's Hoyer leading off, Bachman, and then Naylor.
Jet Rogers at Peak Family Chiropractic and Sports Performance.
We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
Bottom 1, Bryson Hoyer's at the leadoff for the Sasquatch against the starting pitcher for the Sockeyes, number 11, Ryan Towers, a sophomore at Loyola Marymount University, where Bryson resided for his freshman year this year. First pitch is going to be called a strike from the lefty, so 2 lefties starting for both respective teams. Have to see if maybe they're kind of the same, but being a Division I arm, gotta think there's a little bit of gas on Towers. Hoyer, high fly ball into right center, going back at the track, going over into the gap, making the catch, extending the arm, robbing Bryson Hoyer of 2 bases. Jack Walker, an absolute beauty. Bryson Hoyer absolutely destroyed a baseball, and if you notice this, the wind was howling in game 1, might have helped that ball leave from Carey, the 3-run shot in the second. There is absolutely no wind, no flag is moving out there in the outfield. Nonetheless, Ryan Bachman comes up to the plate. Bachman, our player of the game in game 1, was spectacular. 3 for 3, 3 singles, 2 RBIs. First pitch is going to foul off. So Towers gets the best of Hoyer. Maybe he has the bragging rights right now. Both Loyola Marymount players this past season. And I'll see if Bachman can continue his hot streak from game 1. Fouls off the 0-1, goes down 0-2. If you see it right now, if you didn't tune in for game 1 and you want to know how it went, and now you're tuning in for game 2, you just saw that catch by Jack Walker in right center field. Fielding, catching, anything that has to do with fielding, catching, throwing. literally anything has been spectacular for the Sockeyes, and that's a big reason why they're up. Bachman watches that curveball drop for ball one. A reason why they won this series, if you tuned into Game 1 on Tuesday or Game 1 earlier this morning, a reason the Sockeyes have wound up winning this series and potentially have a chance to sweep has not been really their hitting or their pitching. It's been out of the ordinary. It's been their defense as Bachman chops that one over to second. He comes in, he underhand flips it over to first to carry. There's the second out. Charging in, and it's an easy play for Ethan He. And now Jack Naylor, the first baseman, going to come up. From Montana State, Billings Naylor, a big name for the Sasquatch offense. Has a lot of big days. Didn't have a great day to start this one. 0 for 3 with the walk. Did come around to score in the 5th due to his walk. Naylor, deep left center field. That one's high in the air. Going back at the track is Walsh. He'll make the catch at the track. Once again, he barreled it, but they get nothing. 1, 2, 3, bottom of the first. We go to the second. Knotted at 0. 2 hits by the Sockeyes. To the Sasquatch, nothing, but no runs for either side.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice play.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
The top of the second inning for the Sockeyes will be number 27, center fielder Jack Walker.
He robbed an extra base hit to lead off the bottom half of the first. He leads off here with the bat in the right-hand batter's box to lead off the second for the Sockeyes. First pitch inside, gets out of the way from Schaff. A 1-2-3, bottom of the first for the Sasquatch. Bryson Hoyer drills one to the right center gap, almost gets a double, and then Jack Naylor off the bat. Looked like that ball was going to be sent all the way to downtown Deadwood, but it dies at the track. Big swing and a miss on the breaking ball from Jack Walker. Part of that outfield that we were talking about amongst ourselves after the conclusion of the bottom of the first. You look at the defense they make, even not even if they're catching everything, and their arms are spectacular in the outfield. Another breaking ball by Schaff. Oh my goodness, it's a thing of beauty. But going back to the outfielders for the Sockeyes, they make doubles, singles. Their angles, they take the balls in the corner or in the gap, are just spectacular. And that might be the reason that they're one of the better teams in the ILB. Big swing and a miss, another strikeout. He strikes out Jack Walker, his second of the night to lead off the top of the second. Lance Schaff is dialed in right now. Hadley Smith, the catcher, and the beer batter here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, comes up to the plate.
Number 19, catcher Hadley Smith.
First time we're seeing Hadley Smith this game, or this series, excuse me. He's played in 7 games this year, just got a little bit of a break. Rips that one down the left field line, and that might be 2. Vorwall takes a nice angle. Smith is going to round first, and he's going to hit the brakes and go back. Vorwall got in on a one hop. Would have been a close play, but Hadley Smith is okay with a single. The third hit of the game for the Sockeyes here in the second. The first to be a solid contact ball and not a bloop on Lance Schaff. Has Hadley Smith standing at first base.
Now batting for the Sockeyes, number 9, designated hitter Hunter Christensen.
Hunter Christensen, we also haven't seen him. He is a junior in high school. Uncommitted, hitting .273. He comes in as the designated hitter. First pitch, he fouls off. Schaff jammed him on a breaking ball. We haven't seen him yet this year, but he's played 8 games. So really, he was part of this team that played a lot early on, just hasn't got a chance this series yet, even with all the substitutions this team likes to make. 4 RBIs, only 3 hits. As that one gets away, Reyes keeps in front, checks the runner. 1 walk. We'll have to see what he's got in. I mean, uncommitted as a high schooler to be in a college league like this, you gotta be pretty good, and hey, there's gonna be a lot of eyes on you because a lot of colleges watching their guys this summer. 1-1 count from Schaff. That one finds the bottom of the zone. He gets up 1-2. Reyes is doing a great job at keeping that ball up from the dirt, even if it's a curveball breaking down. Some catchers tend to have their glove kind of gravitationally go down. Reyes is doing a great job of keeping it stuck and keeping in the bottom third. Breaking ball gets away from Schaff, goes in the left-hand batter's box. 2-2 count. Now with 1 away. Like what I see so far from Reyes behind the plate in terms of framing and keeping stuff in front of him. Hasn't had a lot of challenges as Schaff is locating his stuff well. But in terms of keeping it in the strike zone and framing, he's been spectacular. Schaff steps off, checks the runner over there at first. Throw almost got away from Naylor. Could have been disastrous. Could have been a free bag for Hadley Smith as Thiessen was nowhere near. If that gets by Naylor, easily a bag. As long as it doesn't stop in that dead grass in the outfield. 2-2 count from Schaff. That one hit in the right field. Thiessen takes 3 steps in. He makes the catch and had a chance if Smith didn't get a good jump back because Smith took that one like it was going to hook into the gap and he was going to be able to go 3. Christensen flies out to right field, brings up the 9-hole spot. Carter Walsh.
Now batting for the Sockeyes, number 2, left fielder Carter Walsh.
Not a historical 9-hole. Carter Walsh had 3 singles, was 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored and a stolen base in game 1. An absolute day. And he's already started out great defensively in left field. The breaking ball. Reyes going to go over to first. He pump faked it. I don't think Naylor was ready for it. Big lead over there at first from Hadley Smith, and he's very jumpy. So when Schaff gets rid of the ball, he's taking an extra 3 steps. And I think Reyes is thinking if he does it again, he has a chance to gun him if he can make a throw in the money. Haven't seen it yet this season from this Sasquatch team for that to work. But we might see it here. New catcher, you never know. 0-1 count to Carter Walsh. Breaking ball outside in the left-hand batter's box. Reyes slides over, catches that one, keeps the runner over at first. Schaff looking to get through the top of the second. 3 hits so far. Sasquatch have not gotten one. But really 1 solid contact hit. Schaff has looked great. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one's going to be flown behind the backstop all the way over the press box and foul. 2 strikes now on the 9-hole hitter, Carter Walsh. You got to think, if you're head coach Larry Price, you got to feel good about having a guy in the 9 spot, especially in this game who is hot. 3 for 4 in the game before. He was absolutely spectacular. He's behind 1-2 to Lance Schaff, though. Here's the 1-2 outside. Reyes slides over. And the count goes even. 2-2 with 2 outs. The 2s are wild here in Spearfish, South Dakota. As Lance Schaff potentially 1 pitch away from getting out of the top of the second. Smith has been very cautious of his lead since Reyes faked the throw over there. Might have gotten his mind a little bit. Weak pop-up in the right field. Thiessen takes 1 step in. He'll make the catch. That'll end the inning. 2 flyouts to right and a strikeout. The single means nothing from Hadley Smith. We go to the bottom half of the second. Sasquatch looking to get some kind of offense going and get a lead. It's Van Atten, Reyes, and Soto when we come back.
New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
DJ Van Atten leading off here in the bottom of the second inning. And for the Sasquatch right now, the word in that dugout needs to be work the pitch count. Ryan Towers threw 7 pitches. That's pitch number 8 of his night. And we're in the second inning. In a 7-inning game, you cannot afford to have the starter go 7 innings or deep into the game. You got to dig into the bullpen. If you remember from game 1, the Sasquatch struggled until they got to the bullpen. Van Atten rips that one up the middle, past the diving glove of he. It's going to be a single for DJ Van Atten. A leadoff single's exactly what the Sasquatch need, and DJ Van Atten stands on first base with just that. Now Luis Reyes, the catcher, going to come up to the plate in the 5 spot. And behind the plate for the first time this season, usually finds himself at shortstop. But now, managing behind the plate and done a great job so far through the first 2 innings. We'll see what he can do with the bat. That one in the dirt, keeps it in front of him is Smith. We just got info on that. DJ Van Atten swing, that single was 102 miles an hour off the bat. He hit that thing, to say the very least, and the grass almost gave Ethan He a chance to get it. That is how much this infield grass kills everything. Checks his swing. He did not go. They won't even offer because they know that's great plate discipline from Luis Reyes not to go on it. Van Atten, a really conservative lead, not risking anything against a left-hander that might have a nasty pickoff move. We don't know yet. That's called a strike. It's going to be a 2-1. And, I mean, when you see lefties normally in this league, you might see mid-8s, but right now, Towers is topping out at around, or settling in around 88 miles an hour. As a D1 left-hander, that's what you expect. Reyes, a high fly ball in the right field. Ryberg going over towards the line in the corner. He'll make the catch. Van Atten returns to first. Christian Soto, the third baseman, going to step up to the plate now. Trey Vorwald standing on deck if needed. Soto in game 1 today only had 1 at-bat until we saw a lot of the replacements. We saw Brian Rosales go in, getting some time. He walked and came on to score. Then we saw Dylan Ritchie pinch hit for him, and then we saw Keegan Weston. So we saw every single catcher on the roster almost play last game. But Soto slots in at the hot corner where he's found himself before. That breaking ball misses for ball 1. I haven't really seen the breaking ball from Towers yet today, but right there we saw it, and that was a pretty one. It just missed low. Didn't look like Smith is doing what Reyes does, where he just picks up his glove, doesn't let gravity take it. That one inside, gonna miss. I think Soto might have sold that one because it looked a borderline call, but there was no hesitation at all from the home plate umpire, John Whitcraft. 2-0 count. Big swing and a miss. Blew that fastball right by him. And that's a pitch you gotta get the strike on. 87-mile-an-hour fastball from a lefty. Not something a lot of these guys are used to seeing. Only something you really see at the Division I level. And Towers showed us right there. 2-1 count to Soto. That one low and inside. He got the call. Count goes even. Fell behind 2-0. Even it up 2-2. All you got to do if you're the Sasquatch right now, just work these pitch counts. You cannot let Towers have easy innings where he's looking at 40 pitches going into the 4th. Checks his swing on the breaking ball. They want to offer. Towers wants it offered, and they will. He did not. We have yet to see the field umpire in any game today or any game this series actually call a swing when they offer. That is the 5th time today they've offered, and the 5th time they've said no. Full count to Christian Soto, the third baseman. Van Atten on first. Inside, gets out of the way. He'll go to first. Christian Soto walks. DJ Van Atten goes to second base. And the Sasquatch have 2 base runners and 1 in scoring position with 1 away. Popular man, the left fielder, speedster, Trey Vorwald. Talk to Trey about it actually. One of the leaders on this team, which is weird to say. His face kind of lit up when I said it, but he's considered a veteran on this team, especially coming back for his 2nd season here in Spearfish. One of the older guys on the roster. He comes up with a great chance right here. The man in scoring position. Checks his swing on that one outside, and he left it. Trey in game 1. 1 for 1. Got a single, got picked off in the second inning from that single, walked in the fifth during that big 6-run rally, was stranded at third base to end it. Have to see if he can make it 2 for 2 on the night. Breaking ball inside, and Sasquatch doing a great job on getting out of the way of these pitches because Towers is losing a little bit of control on the inner half. When he tries to paint the inner third and jam any Sasquatch batter, he's losing a lot of control, and it's not really going well. 2-0 count. Vorwald's going to fly that one into right field. Veering towards the line. It's going to land foul. Giving chase was Ryberg. He ran out of room, didn't have enough speed. Vorwald sees another pitch. That one just got in, jammed him. He put it softly in the right field, and Ryberg could not get there. If you're the Sasquatch right now, you just need to get runners on because pitchers change when runners are on. And right now here, Trey Vorwald put something on the ground because even if they want to try to turn 2, they might be able to get Reyes at second. But Trey's got some speed, and he can leg out a lot of things and maybe even just advance the runners over with a ground ball. And there's a chopper down the third base line. It's foul. That's one of the pitches we see Trey hit all the time, ends up staying fair. Third baseman charges in, and he's already at first base by the time they even look up. But that one right there, Saunders leaves it off. Rolls foul. Vorwald in a 2-2 count against Towers. Ryan Towers in the season has appeared twice. 1 1/3 inning, has not had a good year. The ERA is not a good number. I'm not going to say the number, but not a good number. But in 4 outs he's recorded, 3 of them have been strikeouts. Has not had his first strikeout yet today. We'll see if he can get that with 2 strikes here on Vorwald. Breaking ball gets away from Smith behind the plate. Runners advance. That's all you wanted right there was Trey to advance the runners, maybe sacrifice himself to get an out, but put 2 in scoring position for Daniel Thiessen, who stands on deck. But now, a hit in the outfield, if it's well hit enough, could score Reyes all the way from second and put a 2-0 lead on the scoreboard for the Sasquatch here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Full count to Vorwald. Upstairs, he'll take his base. Bases are loaded. Trey Vorwald works a full count, gets a walk. Does a lot of jobs in one. Runners advance, even without the pass ball. Runners would advance with the walk. Runs the pitch count up, keeps 1 out. Bases loaded for Daniel Thiessen, the right fielder. Thiessen has been really good for the Sasquatch. He did not play in game 1 earlier today, but he did find himself in game 1 of the series back on Tuesday. He was 1 for 3 with a single, was stranded at second. Checks his swing on that low fastball. It's a strike 1. And for Thiessen, last time he had bases loaded was in Oahe. Sasquatch down 2 in the 8th, 2 outs, bases loaded. Ended up getting a 2 RBI single to left field and tying the game. Ended up sparking a 5-run 9th. The Sasquatch walked away with a win in that game 2 matchup. See what he can do now with bases loaded. Big swing and a miss at that one in the dirt. And it's quickly an 0-2 count. Standing on deck is Chaz Crook, Has not played in a while, but checked in game 1 on Tuesday in the 9th. Took a walk. Got on base. Started game 1 today as a DH. Ended up moving to short. Was 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a run. And now he stands on deck if needed. Thiessen fouls that one off. A very good pitch from Towers on that one. Went outside, got him off balance after getting him low and in. Goes outside. Thiessen lives to see another day. Just got a piece of it. 90 feet away is DJ Van Atten representing the go-ahead run for the Sasquatch. Will be the first time they had a lead today. Curveball upstairs, just missed. Got away from him. And we'll see what he can do. 1-2 count. Daniel Thiessen in a 2-strike count last time in a 2-strike count. Shortened up the swing. 2 RBI single left. See if he has the same approach right here. That one froze him. Daniel Thiessen goes down looking, and that's the second out of the inning. Chaz Crook, the 9-hole hitter, coming up to the plate. Bases remain loaded. Chaz Crook with 2 away, the shortstop in the 9 spot. Had 2 singles earlier in this game, earlier in the day, in game 2 of the series, game 1 of the day. No more than about an hour and a half to 2 hours ago. We'll see what he can do here in a big spot, trying to put the Sasquatch up early and give Lance Schaff a little bit of insurance heading back onto the mound. Crook, line drive to center field directly at the glove of Walker, takes 1 step in, and he got it. Sasquatch strand the bases loaded and get nothing. Chaz Crook, a hard hit ball to center field, but Walker in the perfect spot. We go to the third. It's tied at 0. Sasquatch, Sockeyes, game 3.
Knee replacement? With the area's only ROSA robot, Monument Health offers a more personalized and precise procedure, customized for your anatomy. Get going with Monument Health, your partner for advanced orthopedic care.
Top of the order for the Sockeyes here in the third inning. Jack Hill up to the plate after Chaz Crook lines out to center field to end the bottom half of the second. Lance Schaff back onto the mound. Hill grounded out to second base to Ryan Bachman in the first inning. Fouls that one off in the back, goes in the backstop, and it's stuck in the netting. You really don't see that every day. That was probably one of the more interesting things I've ever seen. Not the fact that he lost it, but the fact that the handle of the bat went through the netting, and then it just stayed there. I know it's out of frame on the live stream, but trust me, it happened, I promise. I would never lie. 0-2 count to Jack Hill. Lance Schaff looking to start at the top of the third hot. And it hit him. Breaking ball got away. Hale gets hit in the foot on a 2-strike count. And he will take first base. Bringing up Ethan He. Talk about how dangerous the 2-3-4 spot was last game for the Sockeyes earlier today. The 2-3-4 spot of Seth Ryberg, Ryder Cutlip, and Grant Berry. And they were 5 for 5 with 4 singles, a home run, a walk, and 6 runs in the first 2 innings. Today, this game, the 2-3-4 is Ethan He, Grant Carey, and Seth Ryberg. So 2 of those 3 remain in this. We'll see if Ethan He can do some damage. Got a single, stranded at third back in the first. Tries to bunt, lay it down, goes in the air, and foul into the Sasquatch dugout. Disastrous almost for Ethan He right there. If you go to lay down a sack bunt, try to advance the runner scoring position, and it goes straight in the air, and you're just out, and runner doesn't move, that is the worst outcome possible. But he gets to try it again. Expect potentially a bunt right here. Soto's playing a little bit in on about 1 step onto the grass almost, not even. His toes are on the grass, and Naylor's checking at first. We'll see where he goes after he gets off. He rips at it. Now there's 2 strikes. He fouls that one off. So he bunted to start off the at-bat. That went foul. Fouls off that one down the first base line. 0-2 count. Bunt out of the question now, so Soto takes a step back. Naylor, expect him to just go back to his normal position after trying to hold the runner. Hale standing on first base after the leadoff hit by pitch. Ethan He looking to advance him and potentially get on himself with Grant Carey standing on deck. Breaking ball gets away. Reyes throws over. The tag not in time. Jack Hale had no idea that throw was coming. Reyes threw it from 2 knees. And Naylor almost got a tag, and it looked like Hale's leg almost came off because he didn't dive, he didn't slide. He stood up, and it looks like he almost overran the bag. His foot came off. Would have been a disaster for the Sockeyes. Have a leadoff base runner get thrown out by the catcher. 1-2 count from Schaff to Ethan He. Swing and a miss, he got him. Schaff gets strikeout number 3 swinging, and that's the first out of the inning. A big first out after letting up an 0-2 hit by pitch to the leadoff hitter, Jack Hale.
Now batting for the Sockeyes, number 33, Grant Carey.
Grant Carey comes to the plate, singled and stranded at second base back in the first inning. And obviously, if you watched Game 1 earlier today, you know about his massive day with that 3-run blast into left field in the second inning. That was the eventual winning run, as that drove home runs 6, 7, and 8 in a 14-7 victory. That one low. Reyes throws over first, over the head of Naylor. He ice cream scooped it. He's trying to hide it behind his back right now, trying to get Hale to leave. Oh, that was a beautiful play from Naylor. Almost gave it up. Nonetheless, we give it back at the 1-0 count. That was almost a disaster. Reyes almost sailed down the right field, and Thiessen's playing so far back and right that would have 100% been in a free bag. Tried to hide it behind his back. That was, hey, if it would have worked, that would have been awesome for Jack. That would have been a great play, something to talk about for a little bit at least. Still going to talk about it, as it's the first time I've ever called a game and seen someone actually attempt a hidden ball trick. They're getting Schaff a new ball out there. So Hale remains on first. Ethan He just struck out swinging. That's 3 strikeouts on the night for Schaff. All 3 have been swinging, 1 to Saunders Walker, and now he is a victim as well. Grant Carey singled in the first one, a bloop single at that. One of the 2 bloop singles in the first inning that we saw from the Sockeyes. That one outside left-hand batter's box. Reyes slides over at the 2-0 count. Lance Schaff hasn't thrown a breaking ball this at-bat yet. I'd expect to see one pretty soon to maybe try to get Carey to chase. There's a fastball low and a dribble up to Schaff. Schaff backhands. His only play is the first. He'll flip it and get the only out that he can. Maybe had a chance to go to second, but Jack Hale got a pretty good jump off that ball, and it would have been pretty hard to just turn around as a lefty and throw that one. Maybe would have risked an error because he would have rushed the throw to go to center field. Nonetheless, gets the ground out to first. Hale goes to second in scoring position, but now 2 away, brings up the cleanup spot. Seth Ryberg grounded out to first base in a 3-1. Ryberg last game was spectacular as well. 3 singles, 3 for 3. Breaking ball misses, goes into the right-hand batter's box. Just missed. Reyes tried to pull it back and hold it right on the corner. Didn't get the call on that one. With runners in scoring position, the Sasquatch have stranded bases loaded. And the Sockeyes, a beautiful pitch from Lance Schaff in the middle of my sentence. Got him swinging on the other side of the plate on the breaking ball. Absolute beauty. To finish my sentence from the earlier thought before the Lance Schaff beautiful slider. With runners in scoring position so far, neither team has done anything. Sasquatch strand bases loaded, and the Sockeyes in the first inning stranded runners at second and third. That one popped high into the air in shallow center field. Crook going back. He'll call off Hoyer. He'll make the catch. Schaff gets through the third. It's still 0-0 going to the bottom half of the third inning. Due up for the Sasquatch. Top of the order, Bryson Hoyer, Ryan Bachman, Jack Naylor when we come back. Bottom three, top of the order, due up for the Sasquatch. It's Bryson Hoyer. He flew out to center field, deep right center field in his first at-bat. Almost went opposite field and would have got an opposite field double, maybe a triple. First pitch up high from Towers. The Sasquatch coming in the day, we're hitting 244 with runners in scoring position, have stranded the bases loaded. And they have done that one too many times this year. I would love to go back and count how many times the bases have been loaded. That one misses high at the 2-0. Because there's been at least 3 times bases have been loaded with no outs and no runs have been scored by this team. Bases loaded, they love to just strand them. It really makes no sense at all, but situational hitting just has not been the Spearfish Sasquatch friend this year. 2-0 pitch misses in the dirt from Towers. So Towers retired Hoyer last at bat. Maybe has that ball that he left over the middle in the back of his mind that Hoyer sent to deep right center field. Because right now he hasn't given him a pitch to hit at all. 3-0 count to the leadoff hitter, Bryson Hoyer. In the dirt. Got the strike. Hoyer walked across the plate like he was about to walk. And he gets the strike call. 3-1. What I've learned from the Independence League umpires, if you start acting like you walked, they will call it almost no matter what. 3-1 pitch upstairs, now he walks. Delayed the inevitable with the questionable call on the fastball low and in. Bryson Hoyer a 5-pitch walk to lead off the third. The Sasquatch have a leadoff base runner once again for Ryan Bachman. Ryan Bachman to the plate, grounded out to second base in his last plate appearance. 3 for 3 with 3 singles and 2 RBIs. One of the only offensive bright spots for the Sasquatch for most of game 1 today. Hoping he can carry it over here in front of the hometown Spearfish crowd. That one gets away from Smith behind. Hoyer's going to take second base. Bryson Hoyer advances on a wild pitch as that pitch was in the dirt and just bounced right up on the leg guards of Hadley Smith. And now an RBI chance for Ryan Bachman with a runner in scoring position. Situational hitting for the Sasquatch. This is where you got to take advantage. This is where you win or you lose games right here when you have runners in scoring position. That's a big reason why in game 1 today, it went to Sawtooth and they took it big. Every time they had a runner in scoring position, looking right now, looks like they only stranded, it looks like 3 runners in scoring position all game. Bachman fouls that one off, and yes, I'm correct. 3 runners in scoring position were stranded all game for the Sockeyes. Other than that, if they reached second base, they were pretty much a guarantee to cross home plate and get another one on the board. Good teams hit, great teams hit when it matters. We'll see if the Sasquatch can turn a page. Bachman in a 1-1 count with Hoyer on second base. Here's the pitch from Towers. Hoyer takes off. It's in the dirt again. Gets away. Hoyer's got a stolen base. Bryson Hoyer walked, advanced a second on a wild pitch, and now stole third base as he was there by a mile. That one was in the dirt and low. Smith just dropped it, I think, trying to get up and transfer it. Lost it in his feet, but now Bryson Hoyer is 90 feet away from making this a 1-0 game. And all Ryan Bachman's really got to do is just put the ball in play. Even a ground ball would score Bryson Hoyer at this point. There's the ground ball up the middle, past the glove of Towers, an RBI single for Ryan Bachman, and the Sasquatch lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. Ryan Bachman has been absolutely electric since he came back from his school ball season. Picks up right where he left off in Spearfish, South Dakota, in front of a nicely sized crowd here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. A big 1-0 lead, the first lead the Sasquatch have had all day, and we're in the 10th inning of baseball. Brings up Jack Naylor, the first baseman. He fouls off the first pitch. It's an 0-1 count. Naylor flew out to left field in his first at-bat, and if you remember that first inning when Hoyer flew out and Naylor flew out for the first and last out, they were both bombs. Naylor flew out to the warning track in the left center gap, put the chopper towards short. Hale goes over, tries to get Bachman. They do. It's a fielder's choice. They get the lead runner for the first out. Naylor stands on first. Good play by Hale, moving over to his right to backhand it and get the lead runner still. Didn't hesitate at all. Sometimes you see shortstops when they're moving to their right and have to backhand something to hesitate and look to see if they have a chance or if they have to try to make a miraculous slow throw, cross diamond. DJ Van Atten steps up to the plate, singled in his first plate appearance. Takes strike one, singled, and advanced to third, and was stranded there. Was part of that bases loaded as he had the leadoff single in the second. Now finds himself with a chance with the runner on first to extend this inning and potentially put a runner in scoring position, or if he can hit hard enough, put a runner across home. That one in the dirt. Smith keeps it in front of him, keeps the runner on. It's 1-1. DJ Van Atten had a tough game one earlier today. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts swinging and 1 pop out to left field. And he sends that one high in the air into foul territory behind the concession stand on to the soccer field around here at Black Energy Stadium. 1-2 count now to DJ Van Atten. Looking to try to put something in play and potentially advance Naylor and get on himself. Naylor's got a very conservative lead. That one's in the dirt at the feet of DJ Van Atten. Gets out of the way. It's a 2-2 count. So Towers had an easy first inning through 7 pitches. And since then, the Sasquatch, there's got to be something said in that dugout by head coach Jarrett Hunt that you cannot let him throw 7 pitches and get through an entire inning, because they have been working counts well, waiting for their pitch, and Van Atten's going to get hit. Well, they're going to say it bounced to him. Couldn't tell if that hit his left ankle right away or if it bounced right in front and then ricocheted, but they're going to say it hit him. After a ricochet, it's 3-2. A full count for Van Atten. Towers has not located well this at-bat at all. We'll see what he does here on 3-2. I would expect the fastball. Naylor getting antsy over there at first. He got a fastball. He turned out down the third base line. DJ Van Atten on the third base line. Naylor's going to go to third. Van Atten's going to go 2. The throw from left field in time. No, the tag is not. DJ Van Atten's got a double. Expect a fastball, you get a fastball. And what a play just past the outstretched glove of Saunders at third down the left field line. And DJ Van Atten's 2 for 2 with a single and a double. He finds himself at second. Naylor stands on third. Mound visit. And are we going to get a pitching change already? We'll see what happens here as pitching coach Brian Wolf is out onto the mound. There is action in the bullpen, and someone just opened the gate, and we will. Pitching change coming up for the Sockeyes, trying to limit damage and keep it a 1-run game going into the 4th. When we come back, we'll get information on the new Sockeye pitcher right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live.
We're all going somewhere. Going higher, faster, farther. Going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
We're back from the pitching change. The Sockeyes go to the bullpen here in the bottom of the third, trying to prevent the runners from second and third coming across. One out, Luis Reyes coming to the plate. Jack Ryan, number 8, takes the mound for the Sockeyes. From the College of Southern Idaho, that pitch in the other batter's box. Good job by Smith to slide over, keep it in front of him. Jack Ryan is a two-way player. I feel like every player in the Sockeyes lineup is a two-way player. Saw him in the end of game 2. He came in for Seth Ryberg in right field, 2 for 2 with 2 singles. And now he finds himself on the mound in a big spot. Luis Reyes puts a ground ball over to first. Takes off. Naylor gets home. It's going to be an RBI for Luis Reyes. No hesitation from Naylor. And a beautiful play as they get the RBI. Van Atten goes over to third. It's a 2-0 ball game. Did his job. We were talking about all you got to do is do your job. And right there at first, Carey was playing in on the grass. He had a chance. If he picks up his head and immediately guns a throw to home, it's close, but he might have gotten Naylor. But instead, now there's two-away Christian Soto to the plate. He put the ground ball over to second. Takes a hop off the grass. He makes the play, flips it over, and that'll do it. Van Atten stranded at third. 2 runs are added. It's a 2-0 lead for the Sasquatch here as we go into the 4th inning at Black Hills Energy Stadium. After 3, the Sasquatch, they lead 2-0. 3 hit the side, but the Squatch, the only team on the scoreboard. Lance Schaff back out onto the mound. Here for the 4th. He's been great for 3. Let's see if he can go 4. Kyler Saunders leads off the inning. One of 3 strikeout victims from Schaff early on in the 1st inning to end the bottom of the 1st. With runners on 2nd and 3rd, he struck out swinging. That's the most threat they've had all day as falls down 0-1 and fouls off the 0-1 and quickly down 0-2. There is some action going on in the bullpen. It appears to be Dylan Ritchie. He pinched hit in the first game today with runners on the corners and a chance to potentially chip in the lead more, grounded out. And now he's warming up in the bullpen. Got to think. The way Schaff is pitching right now, we'll see how this 4th goes, but maybe leave him for 5. That pitch upstairs gets away for a 1-2, trying to implement that curveball and freeze him here with an 0-2 count. You still have a pitch to play with before it gets to even, so maybe try to see him get him the fish in the dirt and get him a little antsy. Puts a fastball by him. Just blew it by him. Absolutely beautiful from Lance Schaff. He's got another strikeout. Saunders has struck out swinging twice. That's number 4 for the Montana State Billings. Outside fastball from a left-hander. Only throws about 83 miles an hour. And yet he was late on it. I don't know what he's sitting on, but maybe he got used to those 65-mile-an-hour curveballs, or maybe he was waiting for a curveball. That curveball misses to Jack Walker. Walker also struck out swinging. He is one of the 3 different victims right now, as Saunders has 2. We'll see if Schaff can do what he hasn't done all day and go back-to-back. That curveball is going to miss as well. Gets away from Reyes. It's a 2-0 count. That curveball was 61 miles an hour, and yet the Sawtooth Sockeyes are having trouble with it. That one upstairs. It's a 3-0 count. Struck out Saunders swinging on 4 pitches, and now Jack Walker has worked the 3-0 count. He's going to get about an 82-mile-an-hour fastball down the pipe here. He didn't. He missed it. It was upstairs, a 4-pitch walk to the center fielder. With one away, they walk Jack Walker, and that brings up Hadley Smith. He's got one of the 3 hits on the night with a single back in the second inning. Was stranded at first after 2 straight flyouts to right field to Daniel Thiessen. And now Hadley Smith has a chance where if he can single again, maybe get a runner in the scoring position at third or even second. He's also the beer batter today at Black Hills Energy Stadium, so everyone here in attendance hoping to get some cheap beer. We'll have to see if Lance Schaff can be a man of the people. First pitch upstairs and out, and he just missed. Crowd showing their displeasure here. Can't believe that was a missed spot. Maybe get a makeup call later in the count because, wow. Runner Anstey over there at first base. That ball lifted high in the air. Hoyer going to settle under it in center field. He has to move a little bit to his right. He'll make the catch. An easy pop out to center field. Hadley Smith is retired. Walker goes back to first, and there's 2 away. No beer for the people here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. But I think Schaff is okay with that fly out to center field. A big second out after walking Walker, no pun intended, on 4 straight pitches. Brings up Hunter Christensen. Flew out to right field in his last attempt. Back in the second. Now find himself with a runner on base again. Had a runner on first last time he was still plate too. Schaff steps off, a delayed pickoff, so easy for Walker to get back. Just kind of slow toss it over there to Naylor. Schaff 1 out away from going through 4. Perfect. Strike 1 on the outside. He loves that outside fastball. And you got to think it might be because a lot of these Sawtooth Sockeyes hitters have open stances, so it's hard for them to get the baseballs that are on the outside. So he's really painting that outer third. It's working well, and they're not adjusting anything. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Tried to jam him. It's between Reyes' legs. He lost it. Runner takes off. Did he fake it? Ryan Bach with the tag. Luis Reyes got him. I don't know if that was intentional to act like he lost it, but Luis Reyes, oh my goodness. He's a defensive masterclass at short, and then right there throws the runner out at second. Unbelievable. Through top 4. It's 2-0 Sasquatch going to the bottom half right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live.
We're all going somewhere. Going higher, faster, farther. Going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
Bottom 4. Sasquatch end the inning in a way that we haven't seen yet this year. We have not seen a Sasquatch catcher throw out a runner. Luis Reyes loses the ball in his feet. We look at the replay. It looked like he saw it 100%, had his eye on it, and just kind of tricked him with the body language. Threw him out by a mile on a one-hopper. And that ended the inning. Trey Vorwald stepped up to the plate to lead off the inning. New pitcher for the Sockeyes. That's number 45, Malik Harris. As he hits Vorwald in the back. Another hit by pitch for the Sasquatch. They get hit more than any team in the Independence League, and I honestly don't know how to feel about it. It's free bases, but I've seen the bruises that it can hit. I've seen the bruises it can leave on the guys. Most specifically, Ryan Bachman, who took a 92-mile-an-hour fastball to the rib cage in Oahe. That one hurt. Told me he couldn't breathe on the way down the first base. But nonetheless, Vorwald stands on first. He walked in his first plate appearance, and he's hit in that one. Gets on base. It might hurt, but he gets on base. Thiessen comes up plate. He struck out looking back in the second inning. And he grounds over to second. He's going to flip it. They try to get Vorwald. It's close. He's there by a mile. He's trying to stretch it. What's going to happen? Hale can't get it. Vorwald goes to third. It's a single for Daniel Thiessen. And Trey Vorwald goes to third on an error. What just happened? Trey Vorwald is so fast. He might have been there. If we had a replay, he might have been there by the time that ball is even flipped. But nonetheless, runners on the corner for Chaz Crook, the 9-hole hitter. Lined out the center field, the bases loaded. Back in the second inning was part of the Sasquatch stranding the bases loaded. Excuse me. Words are a little bit difficult. Watch his strike one go from Harris. Harris, committed to Memphis, has pitched 2 2/3 innings this year, struck out 2, has a 6.75 ERA. Sasquatch have a chance to take a bigger lead, we'll say that, but with 0 outs, Crook hits that softy up the middle, might have broke the bat. Hale can't flip it, turned around, he's safe. Vorwald comes across, he's gonna score. Oh my goodness. Chaz Crook finds himself on first base. Daniel Thiessen goes to second, and Trey Vorwald comes across. That's an RBI for Chaz Crook. An RBI single for Chaz Crook puts the Sasquatch up 3-0, as Hale has not had a fun time at shortstop today. But now runners on first and second, still no outs. Bryson Hoyer, the leadoff hitter, walked and came around to score. He's looking to lay down a bunt, and he does. It's a perfect bunt in no man's land. Comes across the play at first. He's safe. He's going to round and go to second. A run's going to come across. What is happening in Spearfish, South Dakota right now? A single by Bryson Hoyer. He legged out the bunt, and it got away from the first baseman when he tried to pull the glove back away from him. Oh, my goodness. Hoyer is on second. This is absurd.
Now batting for the Sasquatch, number 24,
Ryan Bachman with a chance. A hit in the outfield could make this a 6-0 game here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Reminder, it's a 7-inning game 2 of the doubleheader. So down to the last 12 outs for the Sockeyes to try to get some offense going. And against Lance Schaff, it has not been easy. Dylan Ritchie warming up isn't going to be much easier. Ryan Bachman singled in his last plate appearance. Get the fastball high and in, leaves it off for ball 1. Bachman singled and stranded at first. He's 1 for 2, also grounded out to second. Both balls have been on the ground from Ryan today. Turns on that one foul. Down the third base line all the way over to the dugout.
50-50 tickets being sold in the stands tonight. It's yours, we'll draw later.
1-1 count to Ryan Bachman. A chance right here. What has happened to this Sawtooth team? The defense we were talking about, that's been spectacular, but we were talking mainly about the outfield. This infield has fallen apart. They've been indecisive, and you can't be indecisive against batters with speed like Trey Vorwald and Bryson Hoyer. That breaking ball misses zone. Count goes 2-1. The time they've been indecisive and kind of hesitated to decide what bag, to throw it to, it's been against guys with speed. Chaz Crook, for example, Bryson Hoyer when they tried to gun forward at second. He might have beat the throw even if it was in time. Got a great jump on the ball. And now Bachman, line drive, left center field. Going back is Walker. He'll reach out, he'll make the diving catch. It'll score a run. Hoyer will tag from second. He'll go to third. It's an RBI for Ryan Bachman on a ball that he pulled. And he hit hard, but he gets the run across. You'd like to see it drop. But my goodness, Ryan Bachman with an RBI. Another RBI on his night. He has been absurd, and I can't tell you how many times Ryan Bachman will hit a ball as hard as you can tell. And my goodness, we talked about the outfield. There it is, right there. Beautiful read, diving catch from Walker. Saved a run and saved another runner from being in scoring position, potentially on third. Jack Naylor holds his swing off. He comes up to the plate. Reached on a fielder's choice, came across to score in the third. It's a 5-0 lead for the Sasquatch right now. And that one's in the dirt. Gets away. Hoyer's going to stay put at third. It's a 2-0 count to Naylor. Jack Naylor looking for his first hit of the day. 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored in game 1 on the day. And today, also 0 for 1, reached on a fielder's choice. 2-0 count now, chance if he can put it in play. Even just a ground ball would make it a 6-0 lead. There's only one away. Infield is playing in on both sides. Maybe thinking the play at the plate, try to hold Hoyer. Naylor gets hit on the head. He'll go to first, but he paid for that one. That had to sting a little bit. Free bases, they may hurt, but they're free bases after all. Runners on the corners for Luis Reyes. Or no, DJ Van Anten, I'm sorry. Luis Reyes standing on the on-deck circle. DJ Van Anten, who's 2 for 2 with a single and a double, comes up to the plate. That is one thing I will respect with this Sasquatch team is they eat pitches. They don't like to move. They might be nearing 30 hit by pitch this year already, and we have played 8 games maybe. Absolutely absurd. Mountain visit from pitching coach Brian Wolf. There's no arms warming up in the bullpen. Maybe they're going to get someone loose now, but there's nothing going on. Is DJ Van Atten, a bat that we know what he can do, is today he was named the first team All-American in the NCAA for Division II. Hit 470 on the year. Back at school, hit over 20 home runs, and hit a home run 2 days ago against this team. Had a little bit of a tough time in the first game, but has found his swing with a single and a double. Been stranded at third base both times. No action going on in the bullpen still. There's no arms warming up. Maybe just trying to get out of the inning with Harris. Runners on the corners, maybe hoping for a ground ball double play on Van Atten. We'll have to see what happens. DJ Van Atten with runners on the corners. First pitch, they're going to go back to third. Bryson Hoyer gets there. Throw is off. Bryson Hoyer's going to score. Naylor goes to second. The Sockeyes are falling apart. It's a 6-0 lead for the Sasquatch. Can't believe what we are seeing right now. Hadley Smith's throw was on the money to third. Saunders caught it, went to apply the tag, and it just fell out, and Hoyer comes home. My goodness. DJ Van Atten comes up still with runner in scoring position, this time one at second, not at the corners. Harris going to step off. To think of what's going on now. 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Sasquatch offense. We said they needed to wake up after allowing 14 hits and only getting 7 of their own in game 1. They had 10 hits in game 1. They're going to try to get him, and they go back. He gets back in time. Naylor, that was a scary one. Harris stepped off and was easing back onto the mound, but didn't step up. And Ethan He just snuck behind Naylor and went back. Good job by Jack Naylor to get back to second base and keep himself in scoring position. He represents the 7th run of the ball game. No one holding the runner at second. Van Atten's going to sky that one into foul territory back towards the concession stand. He'll go down 0-1 in the count.
Remember to take your foul ball to the concession stand and get a
DJ Van Atten's one of those names that when you think about the Sasquatch, you think if DJ Van Atten can get going, there is no telling what this team can't do. Because offensively, he's one of those guys that it's contagious. If he gets going, the entire lineup 1 through 9 might just absolutely explode. Dylan Ritchie still warming up in the bullpen. He's been warming up for a long time. Van Atten skies that one up in the infield. Coming in is he. He's going to call off Hale. He'll make the catch. Naylor stays at second. Van Atten fails to reach base for the third time today. He flies out to second base for the second out of the inning. Brings up Luis Reyes, 0 for 2 on the night.
Now batting for the Sasquatch, number 9.
In game 1 was also 0 for 2. 0 for 4 in the day, looking for his first hit. They're going to try the same play to get Naylor. Maybe the third time's the charm. Maybe they'll try it again. Naylor's gotten back both times. It's been close. They're close to getting him. Anything to prevent that run from coming across. Got a new lefty arm, getting loose in the bullpen, still just tossing it around. We'll see if Luis Reyes can get his first hit of the day. Big swing and a miss on the fastball. Foul tipped it directly in the glove of Hayden Smith. Reyes had that big play to end the top half of the fourth, catching Jack Walker stealing. Looked intentional. I'm going to talk to him after the game about it because I want to know. As Naylor's walking back towards the dugout. Not sure what's going on. Gage Krott's going to come out to run, but it doesn't look like that was planned. I'm thinking Naylor's head hurts from getting nailed in the head because he's holding it, and he's walking back really slow. He doesn't look very happy either. Nonetheless, Gage Krott, the speedster, is on second base. I'd assume DJ Van Atten's going to slide over to first, and then Krott will take the DH position from Van Atten. Have to hope Naylor is good to go. Reyes, breaking ball, froze him, started at the body, goes middle. Down 0-2 with a chance to try to add the 7th run of the game. 5 hits, but 3 Sawtooth errors have been the difference in this one so far. Malik Harris trying to get out of the bottom of the 4th inning. That has not been nice. 4 runs so far, chance to make it 5 for Reyes. Reyes, fly ball, center field. Walker takes 3 steps back. He'll make the catch. That'll end the bottom of the 4th. 4 runs added. It's a 6-0 lead as we go into the final 3 innings, top of the 5th, right here when we get back on Spearfish Sasquatch Live. Top of the 5th inning, Sasquatch leading 6-0. 6 runs in the last 2 bottom half. Bottom half of the 3rd, they added 2. Bottom half of the 4th, they added 4. They lead by 6. Dylan Ritchie onto the mound for the Sasquatch. DJ Van Atten slides into first. Big swing and a miss on the first pitch of the night from Ritchie. One of the more reliable arms for this team is Dylan Ritchie, and they turned to him in a spot where trying to get a big, crucial win. Big swing and a miss again. They can't catch up to the velo. It is different seeing Lance Schaff throwing 83-mile-an-hour fastballs than going over to Ritchie throwing 89, 90 in just the difference of an inning. It's going to take some time. We'll see if Hunter Christensen can get back to it. He already swung through 2 fastballs. That one gets away from Reyes. Might not be a series win for the Sasquatch, but if they can close out this Game 3 win and at least get some momentum going into the weekend series against the Nebraska Prospects, they come to town Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Tomorrow, fireworks night at the ballpark. That fastball outside misses. Count goes 2-2. Ritchie trying to get the first out of his night. And he does. Fastball blows right by him. Strikes Christensen out swinging to start the top of the 5th. 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and that's one of the fastballs you get. You don't really know what happened. You honestly have no idea. He threw 5 straight fastballs, and I don't think Christensen knew where any of them were going to go. He just kind of swung. Carter Walsh flew out to right field in his last attempt, and he puts one into the foul territory down right field. Thiessen on the run, trying to make the play at the wall. He runs into the fence. It hits off the top of the metal pole. Walsh with a great bat in Game 1. Struggled so far 0 for 1, obviously, but defensively is part of that outfield that we just look at, and we just can't help but think, what is going on? Anytime the ball hit in the outfield, it's almost like just nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to drop, and if it does, you ain't getting extra bases because those guys are going to try to gun you. He had a near perfect throw to second to try to gun DJ Van Atten. Just Ethan, he was off the bag. That one in the dirt. Reyes tried to trick the home plate umpire. Nonetheless, 1-1 count didn't work. John Witchcraft calling a great game from behind the plate right now. Really consistent for both teams, and that's all you can really ask for because strike zones are going to differ. But if you're going to be consistent throughout both sides throughout the entire game, I don't think anyone's going to complain. Here's the 1-1 count. That one's fouled off at the 1-2. This will be pitch 9 on Dylan Ritchie's night, and I believe he's thrown 8 fastballs. The only ball that was an off-speed was the recent one that was in the dirt. Believe that was number 8 for fastballs thrown. We'll see if he delivers a fastball here in the 1-2 and tries to blow it by Carter Walsh. Top of the order standing on deck. Here's the pitch. That one's hit weakly back to Dylan Ritchie. He'll do it himself. He'll flip it over to first, and he beat it! Dylan Ritchie underhanded the throw, and Carter Walsh beat it out with an infield single. That is one of the more unorthodox singles I've ever seen. Hit maybe 7 feet. He legged it out. He got on his horse out of the batter's box, and he stands on first. Brings up the top of the order. Jack Hale hit by a pitch by Lance Schaff in his last plate appearance. He was stranded at second base. As after him, Lance went 1-2-3. Ritchie misses high on that one. Then a 1-0 count to Jack Hale. Hale also had a really tough bottom of the 4th inning at the shortstop position. Just not a fun inning for him, especially after going top 3, getting hit, and then your teammates go 1-2-3. He strikeout, carry, ground out to the mound, and Ryberg flies out to short. He puts that one fouled on the right field line back towards the dugout of the Sasquatch. The lights have turned on here in Spearfish, South Dakota, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but the radar lied to us today. We were supposed to get pelted by a thunderstorm, and the most we got was a little bit of sideways drizzle. Nothing hard enough to stop play, and nothing enough to scare anyone away from the ballpark. And it's a great atmosphere here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. 1-1 pitch. Outside, got it, strike 2. Beautiful pitch on the lower outside corner. Reyes stuck it right there and didn't move it until he absolutely had to. Sometimes you might see catchers try to hold it there and then immediately get rid of it just so the umpire doesn't have time to second guess it. But Reyes right there stuck the glove out and he did not budge. 1-2 in the dirt, gets by Reyes, and the runner will go to second. Walsh in scoring position, and a 2-2 count to Jack Hale. I don't think Dylan Ritchie thought that Carter Walsh was going to have as much speed as he did going over to first out of the box when he hit a dribbler right back to him because he underhanded it. It was a close play. The field umpire, Jeremy Mergel, said he was safe. He had a better angle than we did up here. And they're trained to make bang-bang plays like that, so he was safe, and he stands on second base now due to that wild pitch. In the dirt, 3-2 count. Gonna have to see. We see Noah McCandless up and moving around in the bullpen. Might expect to see him the last inning or two if Ritchie can get through the fifth. No one holding the runner at second. Decent sized lead. Here's the throw. That one's grounded over to Bachman. He'll corral it off 2 hops, throw to first. In time, the second out. Runner advances to third, but now there's 2 away. Hale moves to 0 for 2 on the night. Second time he's grounded out to Ryan Bachman tonight. And it brings up Ethan He. Singled and was stranded at third in the first inning. Struck out swinging in the third. Was one of 3 different strikeout victims from Lance Schaff. And now Dylan Ritchie 1 pitch away from getting out of the fifth. That one flown all the way out, down the first base line, and out. 0-1 count. Big spot for Ethan He. Moved up to the 2 spot in the lineup after checking at the 6. Had a really good first game. Got on base twice with a single and a double. Got a single early in this one. Thought he might be continuing. Hasn't got much. Reyes tries to hold it right there like he did exactly on the pitch they got before. And it's a 1-1 count. He's threatened the runner over there at third. Walsh didn't budge. I would not expect to see Reyes throw over to Soto and try to get a bang play at third. You don't want to risk that ball getting away, as it did when Bryson Hoyer scored back in the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 count from Ritchie. Ground ball, weakly hit towards Ritchie. He won't even throw it this time. He will. He ran it all the way to the end of the grass, made sure there was no chance he was getting beat out. Dylan Ritchie gets through the top of the 5th. Unscathed. It's a 6-0 lead as we head to the bottom. We'll be right back. Bottom 5 right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live. Christian Soto leading off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Malik Harris back out onto the mound, having a little bit of trouble. Breaking ball finds the zone. He had a little trouble in the bottom of the 4th inning, but they elect to go back to the well. Soto walked and advanced a second on a pass ball back in the 2nd inning, grounded out to second base in his last plate appearance in the 3rd. Watches that breaking ball go for ball 1. It goes even. Malik Harris played game 1 on Tuesday as the 3rd baseman. He was pulled in the middle of the game. I'd assume a defensive substitution by head coach Larry Price. As Soto swings on that fastball, swings right through it. I'd assume a defensive substitution, and we didn't see him in game 1 today. He's committed to the University of Memphis, so it's one of those guys you just kind of expect to be in the lineup. And he was playing well in that game 1 before he was pulled. He was 2 for 2. Soto waits on the breaking ball, put the chopper towards second. He charges in, he underhand flips it to first for the first out of the inning. Soto grounds out to second once again, exactly like he did in the 3rd. Trey Vorwald comes up to the plate now. For his 3rd plate appearance, he's reached twice. He walked and he was hit. Came across to score in the 4th inning when he was hit last inning. He led off the 4th inning. That ended up being 4 runs and a disaster for the Sockeyes. There's no arm currently throwing in the Sockeye dugout, or bullpen, excuse me. There are people standing there, but no one throwing currently, so maybe already warm. Vorwald ropes one in the left field for a single. Trey Vorwald gets on base for the 3rd time today. He's got his first base hit. 1 for 1, but gotten on base all 3 times. He stepped up there. Trey Vorwald just seems to get on base every game somehow, some way. I really can't explain it. But Trey Vorwald just finds a way to get on base. That one ropes it in the left field. He's standing on first, and with the speed, might see him take off and try to make it 2. Daniel Thiessen up to the plate. He singled and came around to score back in the 4th. Breaking ball freezes him, gets down low. It's called strike 1. Chaz Crook standing on deck, and on top of the order, Bryson Hoyer is in the hole if needed. Vorwald a small lead over there at first. Going to see if he gets a little antsy. He doesn't. Thiessen checks his swing, but it's a strike 2 anyways. 2 strikes. You might see Vorwald take off, but you want to avoid a strike him out, throw him out. But no one's tested the arm of Hadley Smith yet. Thiessen swings and misses. 3 straight pitches, 3 straight strikes. Daniel Thiessen goes down swinging. Vorwald remains at first. Chaz Crook comes up to the plate. Lined out the center field, the bases loaded in the 2nd inning. Singled and came around to score back in the 4th. Now we might see Vorwald take a little bit more of a lead. Nothing big yet. Crook swings through that slider for strike 1. That's 4 straight strikes from Malik Harris after having trouble finding the zone and getting defensive plays in the 4th. He's done pretty well this inning so far despite leaving one up to Trey Vorwald. Vorwald leaning the body weight, and he's gone. Throws high, perfect for Smith, Gundam. Vorwald can't believe it. He thinks he's safe. He doesn't want to leave the bag. But nonetheless, it ends the bottom of the 5th. Trey Vorwald is gunned. A fastball up high was perfect for Hadley Smith to pop up, and he delivered a strike. We go to the 6th. Sasquatch leading 6-0. We'll be right back right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live.
We're all going somewhere. Going higher, faster, farther. Going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
Top of the 6th inning here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. 6 outs remain for the Sockeyes in the top of the 6th and the top of the 7th as they trail by 6. Dylan Ritchie back out onto the mound. Delivers strike 1 to the leadoff hitter. It's Grant Carey. If anyone's going to spark an offensive comeback, I would say it's probably this guy. Watches that one in the dirt. 1-1 count. He singled and was stranded at second in the first. Grounded out to Lance Schaff back in the 3rd inning. Grant Carey on the season was batting .260 coming into this series, and he's had himself a series. That average is definitely up. Breaking ball upstairs. There's an arm warming up at the bullpen. It appears to be Gunnar Thompson. I believe that is Gunnar Thompson warming up in the bullpen, potentially as the arm to come in the 7th inning to close this one out. Here's a 2-1 count. Upstairs gets the call at the letters. Dylan Ritchie evens up the count 2-2 to Carey. 3-4-5 due up for the Sockeyes. Grant Carey, Seth Ryberg standing on deck, and number 5 in the lineup is Kyler Saunders. Jack Walker standing as the 4th batter due up if needed. That one's hit weakly in the shallow center field. It's going to be a bloop single. Carey gets his 2nd single of the night. He's on first base with a leadoff base runner on Dylan Ritchie. 2nd inning in a row, a leadoff base runner has reached.
Now batting for the Sockeyes, number 18, Seth Ryberg.
First batter last inning was Carter Walsh. He got a single. No, excuse me, it was Hunter Christensen. He struck out, then Walsh got a single on the very next pitch. 2nd base hit given up by Ritchie. We'll see how he recovers from this one. Tries to jam him, and he got the call. Seth Ryberg watches the fastball inside for strike 1. Ryberg grounded out to first and flew out to short so far this game. Has not had the same game that he was trying to replicate from earlier in the day, where he was absolutely spectacular, 3 for 3 with 3 singles, including 2 runs. Chops that one foul towards the Sasquatch dugout. He's quickly in an 0-2 hole. Leadoff single. Gotta think Ritchie's trying to get that ground ball, and he's been trying to paint the bottom of the zone. The first pitch was low. That pitch was more towards the middle, but still decently low. We'll see what he goes with here. Maybe a fastball outside, try to get him off balance. Conservative lead over at first by Grant Carey. It was a fastball low and outside, and he got him. Froze him on the plate. It's the first strikeout of the inning. 1 away here in the top of the 6th. 90-mile-an-hour fastball, perfectly placed on the lower outside corner. There's nothing you can do about that if you're a hitter except look. That's exactly what Seth Ryberg just did. Kyler Saunders steps up to the plate. He has struck out swinging twice. Struck out twice to Lance Schaff. And I'll see what he does with a little bit of speed. Ritchie delivers strike 1, a fastball. Struck out twice swinging on Lance Schaff, the lefty, who some pretty nasty breaking stuff. Now your next at bat is against a guy who's just going to throw you straight 90-mile-an-hour fastballs. It's pretty different as a hitter, and it's got to be a little interesting to approach that way. That was a breaking ball, missed low. He hasn't really located a breaking ball well in his outing yet. It's been every pitch that either been located well and froze a batter or got weak contact, whether it was a ground ball to Ryan Bachman by Jack Hale or a ground ball back to him by he and Walsh. It's been straight fastballs. Breaking ball again misses. 2-1 count. 2-1 count, you got to think, just go back to the heater right here. You've missed 2 breaking balls in a row, low and away, trying to get him to fish. Pretty good play discipline by Kyler Saunders right now. You'd think with 2 strikeouts he would have a little bit of lack of discipline and try to chase stuff, but it's done well so far. There's the pitch. Reyes goes over first. It sails over Van Ann's head. The runner will go to second. Thiessen tracks it down. A runner in scoring position advances a wild throw from Luis Reyes. Tried to pop up super fast. Absolutely sailed it. Runner on second now. Saunders has an RBI chance. He hasn't had a chance with runner in scoring position yet this game. And last game we look at him, he had 1. That ended up being that 3-2 play we saw where Naylor in the pickle threw it back to Soto at the plate. 2-2 count with one away. Froze him again. Goes down looking for the second time this inning. It's a Sawtooth batter, the third strikeout of the day for Saunders. And the second backwards K of the inning. Ryberg and Saunders back to back. Watch a fastball blow right by him, and they head back to the dugout. Jack Walker, the center fielder, up to the plate now, struck out, swinging in the second inning, walked to first and advanced, but got caught stealing. Oh my goodness, words are difficult. Runner on second. Jack Walker up to the plate. Richie's going to step off, just fake a toss, reset. Walker, last time he was up, walked, and then that beautiful play by Luis Reyes where got to talk to him after the game to solidify this opinion, but 99% sure after looking at the replay and his reaction that he completely knew where that ball was and just faked out Walker and gunned him at second. Outside fastball misses. Count goes 1-0. Richie trying to just get through this inning. He can go through 5 and 6 and leave the 7th to another arm. Be magnificent. Gunnar Thompson warming up. We haven't seen him since game 2 in Dickinson. Breaking ball almost got Walker to bite. He doesn't. He lays back at the 2-0 count. We haven't seen Thompson since game 2 in Dickinson where he was pretty good. I believe he had 2 scoreless innings. It was in line for the win before the Big Sticks put the hurt on and had a big back half of the game offensively and came back to get the win. Delivers the 2-0 fastball for a strike. That thing had some heat on it. And so we had Schaff, didn't throw that hard. Then you go to Richie, who is straight fastballs at 90 miles an hour. Now you got Gunnar Thompson warming up, who's a little bit like Lance Schaff, just doesn't have a curveball. Doesn't have a curveball as nasty. Gets a swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. Way in front of it. Count goes even at 2-2 with 2 outs. Twos are flying here in South Dakota. Richie trying to get out of the top of the 6th. Send the Sasquatch to the bottom of the 6th to put some insurance run on the board before they try to close it out. 1 strike away till the Sockeyes are down to their last 3 lives. Richie shakes off the first sign, gets one he likes. No one holding the runner. Breaking ball misses upstairs. Count goes full. Carey, is going to get a head start. A ball in the outfield would score the first run of the game for the Sockeyes. A ball forward, just Walker over to first for the second time today. And a strike will get you down to the last 3 lives and send you to the bottom of the 6th. One of those 3 will happen. We'll see which one it is. Dylan Richie. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him swinging. Let up a leadoff single. Goes 1, 2, 3. Looking, swinging. Dylan Richie, a masterclass. We go to the bottom half. Sasquatch looking for some insurance runs. Up 6 in this one in game 2 of the doubleheader against the Sockeyes. myriad of defensive shuffles for the Sockeyes here in the bottom of the 6th, including a new pitcher onto the mound. New pitcher on the mound for Sawtooth. It's Carter Walsh coming in from left field. Grant Carey moving over from first. He's going to left, where he started game 1 on Tuesday. And then at first base, it appears to be, looking at around for names. It appears to be Ryder Cutlet going into first base, high school junior. Committed to Gonzaga. That one low. And it's a 3-0 count to the leadoff hitter, Chaz Crook. It appears we're going to get Gunnar Thompson coming on the mound for the top of the 7th to try to get the last 3 outs of this one. For now, Crook and then top. Crook is up in a 3-0 count. Top of the order, due up after Hoyer, Bachman, and if needed, Naylor. Walsh wants a new ball. He's talking to Bachman about it. He said sometimes when these balls, when they're brand new, they're very soft. When you hit them hard, they get deformed. Got it. On the corner, 3-1, did the same exact thing. If you try to walk and you try to just act like you walked, I've seen 99% of them get called, and that's exactly what Chaz Crook tried to do. 3-1 count to Crook. Swing and a miss the pitch in the dirt. Count goes even. Started out 3-0. Walsh puts 2 competitive pitches, gets 2 strikes, and is in a full count. Sockeyes are going to walk out here with a series win as they won the first 2 games, with the Sasquatch just trying to get one and get some momentum and some turmoil going. Crook's going to chop one down third towards the dugout of the Sockeyes. See another full count pitch. We were talking about it in between games. They're saying we just got to win one. You can't change the past. Just need some momentum to go your way. And this team has delivered. Only 6 hits, but defensively they've been great. And Chaz Crook, leadoff walk. 3-0, goes to a 3-2, fouls it off, gets another 3-2, and he's on first. 1 for 2, now adds a walk. Crook has been really good today. He was 2 for 3 with 2 singles in the earlier game. And in this one, he's looking at 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. Bryson Hoyer comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2 as well, singled and scored. Also walked and scored with a stolen base in back-to-back innings, 3 and 4. Comes up to the plate now with Chaz Crook at first. Breaking ball just hung up there but dropped last second. Strike 1 from Walsh. Walsh, 3 innings pitched, has not let up a run. Looking to keep it that way, Ryan Bachman standing on deck. He's just going to fake a throw off. Doesn't step off, though. Didn't appear to step off, at least. Just looked like he raised his elbow and pretended like he was going to throw it to first, trying to scare off Chaz Crook. That one gets away from the catcher, and Crook's going to take second. Smith can't hold on to it. Crook is in scoring position with a chance to add insurance. A pass ball on Hadley Smith, and now Chaz Crook stands on second. It's a 1-1 count to Bryson Hoyer. Top part of the Sasquatch order has been so good all year, and today they've been pretty good too. Hoyer's 1 for 2 with a single. Bachman's 1 for 3 with a single. Earlier, he was 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Naylor reached on a fielder's choice and was hit. And Van Atten's got a single and a double. That front 4 is really what this team relies on to get on base and try to get some runners on and try to get some runs across. And they've delivered. They have 3 of the 6 runs. Half the runs have come from those 4 guys. That one's low, 3-1 count. Smith keeps it in front. Looks like Walsh is falling apart on the mound a little bit. First pitch, strike to Bryson Hoyer. 3 straight pitches in the dirt. 1 was wild and allowed Chaz Crook to reach scoring position. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt as well. First pitch strike and then throws 4 straight pitches to the worms. Bryson Hoyer takes his base's second walk of the night. Crook remains on second base. Ryan Bachman comes to the plate. Flew out to center field, deep center field. That ended up getting a sac fly, RBI, but deep in the center field. He flew out last time. Thought if there was any wind at all, ball would have been gone, but he was just a victim of one of the great defensive plays by this center fielder, Jack Walker, for the Sockeyes, and arguably this entire Sockeye outfield in general. He's going to send the one a chopper over to the mound. Only play is the first. They get him, but the runners advance. Bachman grounds out, but now runners on second and third. One job away. Naylor trying now. He has one out. He's got to do a job. Put a ball in play. Actually, the pinch hitter. Dylan Ritchie's getting another AB. I'm all for it. Dylan Ritchie goes up. Jack Naylor left the game earlier, and DJ Van Atten moved to his spot, and Naylor's the DH spot, so this does not hurt at all. Ritchie's a bat that is nice to have because he can swing and has taken swings at SDSU. First pitch is low for a strike. He's taken swings for SDSU and for the Sasquatch last year. I believe he only had 11 at-bats, but hit 385 at the end of the year, so he can hit, and when you need him to, he might be a guy if you're depleted out of guys on the bench, you need a little bit of a spark. Get Dylan Ritchie up there. He has a chance to put some insurance runs. Checks his swing for strike two. Steps out of the box to rebalance himself, but he's in an 0-2 hole. Standing on deck is DJ Van Atten. So Dylan Ritchie struck out 4 in 2 innings, 38 pitches, 2 hits, no runs allowed. And now has a chance to add an RBI to his night. Sends that one over towards the first base line, hooked foul. Dylan Ritchie was about a foot away from adding 2 RBIs and a single, maybe a double, with how deep in right field Ryberg is playing. Or, sorry, not deep in right field, but over towards the right center gap he's playing. Which makes sense to a right-handed hitter, but almost disastrous as Ritchie put it foul. Nonetheless, another 0-2 pitch from Walsh to Dylan Ritchie. That one's wild. Smith keeps in front of him at the 1-2 count. Just a bit outside on that one. He tried the corner. And at the 1-2 count, Dylan Ritchie with a chance to add 2 RBIs to his night, or potentially just get on base if he can work back in this count. They're falling back 0-2 and maybe work a walk. Infield playing in, don't want any more runs. That one's going to hit him. Dylan Ritchie gets hit on a 2-strike count. And the bases are juiced. DJ Van Atten, the bases are juiced for. Not necessarily someone you want the bases to be juiced for. Single and a double. This would be electric. DJ Van Atten. Bases loaded with 1 away. Trying to add some insurance runs for the Sasquatch for Gunnar Thompson in the top of the 7th to close out this Game 3 victory. That one outside. Smith keeps in front of him. Got to be really careful here. You don't want to walk. You don't want to walk a run in. But you also don't want to give this guy a pitch to hit. His stance a little more closed than normal, but still has the outward stance, so you throw him a ball inside, he might turn on it and send it over the scoreboard. Tries to get over it, chops it, tags the bag at third, goes over to first. The pick is in time. It's an inning-ending 5-3 double play, and that'll do it. 6-0 heading in the top of the 7th. Gunnar Thompson coming on the mound trying to close it out for the Sasquatch. They strand 2 runners on as they fail to add insurance.
Health, we keep going so you can keep going. With advanced orthopedic care, technology, innovations, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner.
Gunnar Thompson enters. 3 outs left until the Sasquatch can say they walk away with a Game 3 W and take it into tomorrow night versus Nebraska Prospects when they come to town for Top Gun Night and Fireworks Night here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. And if you can't somehow make it out into what should be a great crowd here in Spearfish, South Dakota, I'm always here on the YouTube live stream for you to join. Gunnar Thompson steps onto the mound trying to close it out. The sophomore from Mayville State University gets a big swing and a miss upstairs as the first pitch he throws to Hadley Smith is a high fastball, and it blew right by him. Which is odd to say because Gunnar would be the first to tell you he's not going to blow you away with velo. He's going to try to get you with his changeup. Beautiful pitch upstairs and in, doesn't get the call. Defensively, the Sasquatch make no changes going into the 7th inning, not messing around, wanting this win. They've seen 6 runs be put up an inning by their own bats. They've also seen 4 in an inning twice. That deep left field. Vorwald going back. He'll settle under it. Hadley Smith was just in front of it, but Gunnar Thompson gets the first out of the inning. A little bit of a scary first out and a loud first out, but an out is an out, and they all look the same on the score sheet. F7 as Trey Vorwald settles under it about 5 feet in front of the track. A little bit in front of it. I think if Hadley Smith gets onto that thing, it might be gone. But nonetheless, he flies out left field. Gunnar Thompson's 2 outs away from closing this one out. Hunter Christensen leaves ball 1 outside. Thompson appeared in Dickinson against the Big Sticks through 2 shutout innings in relief in Game 2 before exiting and being in line for the win before Dickinson decided that they wanted to come back in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. An effort that was wasted, but today has a chance to put this one away and send this Sasquatch crowd home happy. 1-1 count to Christensen. Fouls that one down the third base line. A nice breaking ball from Thompson. Have to see what he brings here. 1-2 count. Might see something low as that one was a little elevated. Try to change his eye level. Maybe try to get something outside. Give him the weekly. Hit something over to third and have Soto or Crook take care of it. Outside tried to paint the outer third. Missed a little bit. 2-2 count. Christensen struck out swinging in his last plate appearance against Dylan Ritchie. He was the first of 4 different strikeout victims, and he flew out to right field in the 2nd inning against Lance Schaff. That one low in the dirt, count goes full. This is where you just got to throw a competitive pitch right now if you're Thompson on the mound. Don't want to put anyone on base and give this team any sort of thought that they have life. Here's the payoff pitch from Thompson. Inside, jammed him, and he got him. He threw the bat back, was trotting to first, and he's going back to the dugout mad. Gunnar Thompson paints the inner third, and he's 1 out away from sending the Sasquatch fans home happy. Freezes them on a full count. Gunnar Thompson, an absolute beautiful pitch.
Now hitting for the Sockeyes, number 17,
Nathan Galosha started Game 1 on the mound. He pinch hits as the last life for this team. They won the first 2, but not getting the sweep would be very, very hard on the mind. 0-1 count as he fouls that one away. 2 strikes away from closing it out for Gunnar Thompson. Got a fly out to Trey Vorwald in left field for first out. Throws Hunter Christensen on a full count pitch on the inner third for the 2nd. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one outside and away. Count goes even at 1-1. Shout out to Gunnar's girlfriend, Sarah, who I know is watching this, who I met once, but I feel like I am obligated to shout out. 1-1 count. Fouls that one off, and now down to the last strike. Galusha trying to keep any bit of hope alive the Sockeyes have for this Game 3 against the Sasquatch. The lights are on and the lights are bright. Gunnar Thompson, 1 pitch away. Sasquatch Nation getting behind him. The sophomore from Mayville State looking to close it out in front of the home crowd in just his 2nd appearance of the year. Tried to paint outside. Reyes tried to bring it back. Count goes even at 2s. 2-2 count with 2 away. The 2s are wild here in Spearfish, South Dakota, as Gunnar Thompson tries to close it out again. Crowd trying to get him into this. Here's the 2-2 pitch with 2 away. Swing and a miss. He got him to swing like a sword. He gets 2 strikeouts in relief. This game is over. A 6-0 shutout. Lance Schaff, Dylan Ritchie, Gunnar Thompson combined for a 7-inning shutout here in Game 3. Sasquatch wins 6-0. 6 hits, but 3 errors by the Sockeyes. The difference in this one. Make sure to stay tuned. Sasquatch After Hours coming up shortly right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live. 6-0 win for the Sasquatch in Game 3. Avoid the sweep and get a win before the Nebraska Prospects come to town this weekend. I'm Sean Massa, joined by starting pitcher today. Got the win, was phenomenal, 4 scoreless innings. Lance, what were you seeing out there, man?
You know, I just my job today was just, Jerry told me, hey, get a lead, and then if you even go 2 innings, 3 innings, that's your job today. And I was honestly looking at 3 innings. That 4 was big time, and yeah, glad Richie came in and shut the door.
And you're phenomenal through 4. Something this team really drastically needed was someone to go out there and just give them time to get a lead. Go pitch shutout innings and give them time to get the bats going. How does it feel once they got the lead there in the bottom of the 3rd? You see on the scoreboard, you get 2. How does it feel going out there for the 4th and you finally have a lead to work with?
Yeah, it's huge. Glad Jerry let me go out there again. And then, you know, biggest thing about getting a lead is a pitcher has a quick inning there. I think it's just as important, and I'm glad I did that.
You're commanding your off speed really well today. That's really what you were going to a lot in 2 strike counts. They almost had no answer for your curveball, and then locating the fastball well in the outer 3rd. I mean, is a curveball and slider something you just try every time? That's really your go-to?
Yeah, it is. No changeup today. That was unfortunate, but didn't need it. Yeah, I watched the previous games. They just hunted fastballs. Yeah, so I just said, we'll stay away from those.
Last question, real quick, just came up on the fly. I see your mom's here. Your mom's here. How does it feel to pitch this well, especially, but also in front of your mom in person?
Yeah, it was awesome. I told Jerry, you know, if he could move me back a day just so they could come up and watch. And, yeah, it felt great just to contribute and have a win.
That was Lance Schaff, winning pitcher, 4 scoreless innings, 4 strikeouts. I'm Sean Massa. We'll have Dylan Ritchie join us shortly. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got one more interview with another pitcher that was part of this shutout today. We heard from Lance Schaff. Now we're going to hear from the man who came in after him, Dylan Ritchie. 2 innings today, no runs allowed, 4 strikeouts. How are you feeling out there, man?
Feeling good. Feeling a lot better than I did during the spring. Part of coming back to Spearfish was getting that confidence back, and so far I feel like my routine's been on point. I feel like everything is starting to fall the right way for me.
Yeah, and your fastball is absolutely absurd today. It seemed like by the time the Sockeyes batters were swinging, it was already in Luigi's glove behind the plate. Is that something you noticed, and is that why you kind of started to keep going back to it as your innings progressed?
Yeah, Luigi called a really good game behind the plate, so all props to him. But some of that off-speed stuff helps the fastball look a little bit faster. But once again, coming back to the confidence thing, as long as I'm confident in that fastball, I feel like it plays really well for me.
And you came in with a lead, relieving Lance after 4. Does it change your mindset and approach as a pitcher, knowing you have a lead and you have an offense that's kind of rolling?
It's always nice when the offense is rolling because it takes a little bit of the pressure off your shoulders. But at the same time, whenever you go in the game, whether you're up 6, down 6, up 1, I always feel like you have to go out there, command the strike zone, and just make the hitters off balance.
That was Dylan Ritchie. Sean Massa here after the 6-0 win in Spearfish, South Dakota. The Nebraska Prospects coming to town for a weekend series tomorrow night, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live. Or come join Dylan Ritchie and the Sasquatch and watch them take on the Prospects here at Black Hills Energy Stadium.